Where are you originally from?
Philly. So
Philly.
Yeah, outside of Philly, like 40 minutes outside. I'm from Kennett Square, Pennsylvania, like
Okay.
near Westchester, where Delaware like arcs.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's where you currently live now?
No, I live in LA now. I'm in Venice Beach.
Oh no.
No. What?
I'm originally from California. I'm from the Bay Area.
Oh.
I was born and raised in the Bay Area. Just me and LA just be like, it's a very interesting place.
Where are you at now?
I live in Texas now.
Texas. So how'd you get to Texas?
So while I graduated college, I went to school in Arizona. Graduated college 2019, December of 2019, and then going into 2020, the fucking pandemic happened. So then I was just living at home, and I was like, I need to get the fuck away from here. Like, I don't know. I don't think anyone should stay where they grew up at. I think once you get to a certain age, you should just go explore and see what else is out there in the world. Because like some people just like where I grew up from, like they'll live and die there. And it's just like, there's so much more out there, bro.
Facts.
So, yeah.
Facts. And you honestly, it expands your horizons. You get to see how other people live. Like there's so many homebodies from where I live that like have never experienced anything else and they're just closed-minded. So to me, experiencing other cultures. So I went, and how do you know Chris?
I just met him through Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know Chris through Philly. So I did like photos with him for our other homie's brand named Slicker. So we met on set doing like a photo shoot. What was that, 4 or 5 years ago? And then we like kind of hit it off. And that was when he was first dropping the beanies. And he dropped the beanies. I copped one, and we've just been homies ever since. But yeah, so I've kind of lived. So grew up in Philly area, then went to school in Mississippi. Then after Mississippi, moved back to Philly, like Philly proper. I was in like South Philly. And then after that, then got this job and then moved out to LA. And I've been in LA for 2.5 years now.
Okay, so you're still freshly kind of in that area.
Pretty new overall, like not no real roots for real, but
yeah, Mississippi. Interesting short.
Yeah, so I ran track undergrad, and they had a really good pharmacy school. My cousin went there. My mom's from Mississippi. I wanted to go to like Stanford or USC or Oregon. I wanted to move to the West Coast out of high school, but my mom was like, that's too far. We don't know anybody. How am I going to be able to see you on a quarterly, every 3-month basis? Like, how are we going to make this work? And so we kind of walked through that, and she was like, yeah, you're not going to the West Coast. I'm not going to pay for it. Your dad's not going to pay for it. So figure something else out. And then like had some meetings with the track coaches, and then the pharmacy school was really nice. So I was like, this could be smooth. Like we could make this work. Honestly, had some racist encounters, like some things where I was like, Mississippi might not be the place where I want to stay my entire life, but like, I'm glad I was able to experience it. I met a lot of cool people, a lot of really smart people. Like coming out of high school, I was like, I'm going to be the smartest one in Mississippi. Everyone's so stupid there. But like to our point, like that you have to experience other cultures. And just because people talk slow doesn't mean that they're unintelligent. It just means that they have a different dialect and way they say things. So that was really eye-opening to me, that like I met some of the most intelligent people that I know in Mississippi. When I was thinking like jaded, I was like, man, I'm gonna be smarter than everyone in this, like whoop-de-woo. So that to me was really cool. Like just being able to experience a new culture and be like, damn, like people come in all shapes and sizes, and they have a lot, like people have a lot to bring to the table. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think I just have to, I grew up in California. I grew up in the Bay Area, and I've experienced racism. Racism is just, it's there. I don't like, it's just a part of life at this point. Like I used to think like, Mississippi, Alabama, like, oh yeah, these places are crazy racist, but like black people live there. It's just that the racism is different. Like in California, you might get side-eyed. They might call the manager if you have someplace, or like, but I feel like out there it's just in your face. It's like, we know we don't like y'all. So it's like, it's a different
And I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you I don't.
And I would almost prefer you just tell me, so I don't even have to be in your vicinity. If you just outright tell me, I don't like black people. Okay, cool. I don't need to come here no more. I know where I need to go. versus like I don't like that hidden shit. That's like that snarky eye look, that sucking the teeth. I don't like that. I'd rather you just tell me.
Yeah, and I mean, so I've lived in Venice for 2.5 years, and what was it? A month ago, last month, 2 months ago, I was driving and a guy. So this is a block up the street from my house. So I was in Santa Monica technically. A guy like blew a stop sign and then stopped in the middle of the intersection, but I was like crossing the intersection at the same time. So like I swerved around him and he's like in the middle of the intersection, stopped, and like my windows are down, I'm listening to music, and I was like, yo, what the hell? What the fuck? And I kind of like threw my hands like this, didn't flip them off or anything, but looked over and was like, what the fuck was that? So I passed him and it's a 4-way stop. He zooms around and then like flies up next to me. And like, he's like blew a stop sign. And I thought he like maybe had a gun or something. And I was like, oh, this fool's about to press me. So like I blew another stop sign. And then he like, so we eventually get to like where cars are and we stop and he pulls up next to me and he said, what'd you say? What'd you say? What'd you say? Yeah, that's what I thought. And he's like in the wrong way of traffic and then zooms off and I like go to follow him and I was like, chill out, bro. Chill out.
What the fuck?
And I like pumped the brakes and I like ended up just turning and I was like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. And I called my girlfriend, I called my mom, and I was like, this just happened to me and I'm fucking shaking. Like I'm about to blow. Cause I know damn well, like I have a video of this dude, his car, his license plate, because like the Tesla takes videos of everything. Like I have the whole encounter, like him chasing me through stop signs. And like I was like, if I see you in the street, I'm gonna say some shit to you. And I know you're not gonna say anything back to me. I'm gonna be like, hey yo, I'm that dude from a month ago that you said some sideways shit to. What you got to say about it now? And that's all. Like I'm my girlfriend and my mom told me not to say it, but I'm at this big age, I'm gonna say something.
Yeah, no, I feel
because he got a distinct car and I know exactly what he looks like, and he was sitting like this. And all right.
He was in the car, he felt comfortable. That's what it was.
Yep.
He felt comfortable. He's like, he go say what he go say, he go speed off. Like,
all right, big man.
People be so bold. But we'll definitely get more into like, your background, your upbringing towards the telling. I want to go ahead and just knock out these articles because like the articles, I use those as like a gauge to like learn more about your, takes on fashion, sneakers and all that jazz. All right, what's going on, man? It's your boy Kloth and I'm back with another video, man. Look, if I'm not starting, so I'm not going nowhere. And this is going to be another segment of Kloth Talk. Now, again, Kloth Talk is just where I'm grabbing the article titles from Hypebeast and Complex. And it's all talking about sneakers, fashions, and all the things I love talking about. And I bring people who have those same passions. But this is dope because, like, usually I'm bringing on, like, people I've already had interactions with, whether, like, with Chris, I've followed him for, like, maybe 2 to 3 years, or some of the homies I had on here. This is legit the first time we have ever spoke. I've never met you. It's also funny that we have the same color coordination on there. Yeah. Yellow hat, green shirt. But we're talking to a creative director, a brand owner, man. I'm a content creator. I don't know what field of work you work in, but is an entrepreneur and also a 9-to-5 working man. Without further ado, I want to introduce the guest today. Is going to be CJ. Is that your actual name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Real name's Carl. But
Carl, okay.
Yeah, but I go by CJ. I'm also a pharmacist by training, so that's like my 9-to-5. So doing that.
A little dash of pharmacy. Okay. Yes, I respect that. I respect that. How you doing, bro?
Doing good, man. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Since the day you reached out, man, it's just been all love. This is a really cool concept. I'm excited to chop it up about my takes on fashion, even though irrelevant in some sense, but I'm here, contributing to the conversation. And then takes on Lowe, takes on everything, takes on photography, takes on creative direction, brand design, elements of creativity in general. So yeah, really looking forward to it.
For sure. Also, this was supposed to happen maybe about 2 weeks ago. This man said, I'm climbing a mountain. I don't know if I'll be back inside. I was like, Pharmacist, mountain climber, brand owner, like he does it all, man.
Man, so yeah, like when we were supposed to have it, I like double booked myself, and I was like, damn, I don't think I'm gonna have service, and I don't think I'm gonna be from the backcountry in time. So we were in like Sabrina Lakes. I got hella pictures and stuff, but yeah. And like, service back there is bad. So it was like Saturday morning we were supposed to have it. And I was like, I don't think we're gonna be back in time. But yeah, man, just outdoors enthusiast through and through. That is me.
We need more of that. But like I said, we'll definitely get more into that. But let's go ahead and just knock out this first article. All right, so this article title reads: The Adidas Tarkwondo F50 Silver Metallic is back from the future. Now, again, I use these articles as a talking point. I kind of got to learn more about your upbringing. So like growing up where you grew up, like what would you say are like the main staples that like if you walked outside you knew you were going to see either these pair of sneakers or these pair of shoes?
Yeah, so growing up, me and my homie Billy, we actually sold shoes out of his basement off of eBay, off of really like Facebook, anything that we could get our hands on to like interface with people to like sell things. So, I mean, Jordan 1s, of course, Nike Dunks, like they were really like coveted back in like 2000, 2005, 2006, like with the lobsters being kind of like the holy grail. We had a pair of like the Navy lobsters that were, our one friend got them and wanted us to sell them. And like, we all were trying them on. And I remember so vividly, my homie Billy goes, bro, can we chill with the wear? Like, why are we trying on our product? Like, it's cool. Let's look at it, but don't put it on your foot. And so that was funny. Then, of course, the Bread 1s. I mean, Jordan 1s in general. I personally love the 2s. They were my favorite from back in the day. Like, absolute favorite. I owned one pair, cooked them. And then, to me, it from like the 4th, 5th grade to like 6th, 7th, I was like a basketball enthusiast who wasn't. And like the LeBrons, I think it was like the 19s or the 20s or the 21s with like the straps. I had those and I wore them until the soles fell off. Like I would play basketball in them, I would run in them. So that to me, and like where I was in like my neighborhood, like Jordans, LeBrons, also KDs were huge. Bro, huge.
And then KDs are gas.
Man, KD, I think it was the 7s with like the first time you put the Velcro on them. Gas. And then for me, a chokehold, Foamposites. The Foamposite Pros with the big Nike check, and then I had the gym green Foamposites. I had the what were they? The Stormtrooper or the snow camo. They were white, black, and red. I had those, bro. I wore them to death, like with suits, with dress shorts, with high socks, with like I wore Foamposites to death. And then also everybody was in like shell toes, like being in Philly, like Adidas shell toes, and then Meek, like all those influences, like not as much of like an Air Force One for me growing up, like Philly suburb and Philly. Like I feel like it was like more Jordan shell toes, Nike, like sportswear.
Yeah, nah, the sportswear market, like people's trying to get into clubs rocking LeBrons. People are trying to like the sportswear sneaker really had that craze back then. Cause I remember being in middle school, people had the cargo pants with the Jordans, with the Nike shoes, and then they had a polo on, and like you was crispy as hell if you had that.
Bro,
you had the
with
up
the
curls
elite socks. Come on,
with the double elite socks,
bro.
And they mismatched.
I'm going stupid. I had the damn blue and white, so base blue, white check, white dashes down the back, and then the white and blue, white base, blue check, white blue dashes going down the back. So no one could tell me nothing. I would hit,
nah, bro. The elite sock era was like, it was just something different. That was like a level of classism back then. Like if you had one pair, you was like, okay, like you know, your parents doing cool. I see what you got going on. If you was rocking the double layers, you was either jacking somebody or your parents was like well off. Cause like my homies who had like every single color of Elite socks, they had every single Jordan too. Like it was a class thing, bro. Like
I mean, actually, because if you think about it, I think back in the day you could only buy one, and they were either like $12 or $16 a pair.
Mm-hmm.
And like,
I think at one point then they started doing like packs of them, but like it was at one point you were only buying that one pair.
You were buying one pair, one color at a time, and it was like in 2006, $16 for a pair of socks. Like that's damn near to me. Like, yeah. So I just feel blessed that my parents funded my hobbies, man. Golly.
Nah, and like you really like you touched on every single sneaker that I still love to this day. Like I'll still to this day want a mint pristine pair of the Big Bang LeBrons. Those would heal me today.
Bro,
they would heal me.
I think my grail pair are the Galaxy foams.
Oh,
I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
With the glow in the dark bottom. Come on.
The thing about the Galaxy foam, I've always liked the Galaxy foam, but to take it one more up a notch, since Nike is currently in this era, like revamping old sneakers, they brought back the clog posit, they got the foam posits popping again. Where are the foam posit rookies? The rookie pair, you seen the Galaxy rookies? I'm gonna show you right now.
Yeah, pull that up.
The rookies I thought were almost comparable when you talk about overall hype. Foam posit, hold on. 1 second. There you go. Bam. And then let me show it on the screen. Ooh, there you go. These?
Oh, yeah. The high top.
These?
Yep. The true pennies. Yeah.
These
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. These are just crazy, bro. I wanted these just as bad as I wanted the other ones too. Like, this is just wild. They went crazy on this pair.
That with a black pair of skinnies, I was going stupid. Like in that picture right there, the 2019 Galaxy, that fit, maybe not a zipper, but a skinny denim with me.
Legendary fit.
Like
legendary.
I would be doing the pin roll. I'd be rolling up so high that like socks would be like 4 inches, bro. My style, I wish my parents were like, or me, I was documenting like my daily fits, because I had some crazy fits.
That swag era back then though, that like I feel like there's like a resurgence of like people really getting into streetwear now, but I feel like that swag era was so free back then, because like that's when people had like the Tissa snapbacks. They had the snapback on the waistband. People was rocking foxtails on the like. It was just like you can do whatever you want. You really couldn't do wrong back then, unless you was like mixed matching Adidas and Nike.
And exactly. And no one really like cared as much. Like now I feel like everyone's like, oh, I got to get a fit off. Like then it was just like expressive. Like you're putting on clothes that make you feel good right now. And that's what I do on a day in, day out basis. Like some days I'll wear baggy ass clothes. Some days I'm wearing camo. Some days I'm wearing a trucker hat. Some days I'm wearing Boston, not a Boston, what is it called? Like a fitted cap that is like from British. Some days I'm wearing a tie. Some days, like, it varies so much for me that like fashion isn't oh, I'm in this lane. Oh, I'm gothic. Oh, I'm baggy. Oh, I'm always cozy in sweats. And I feel like whenever people try to do different things, they're like, why is he trying to go this? Like, he's not Western or he's not this. Like, it's clothes, man. I can change them in an hour if I want. And that's what I feel like old fashion was. And now new fashion, everyone's like, well, I'm opium. so I can only wear black and baggy, or I'm this, so I can only wear blase blase, or I'm Gorpy, so I can only wear Gore-Tex and Arc'teryx. And I'm like,
you try to put you in that box.
I'm like, since when is fashion one thing? Like, it's, to me, it's kind of like costumes. Like, it's like cosplay on a daily basis. Like, damn, how am I feeling today? Oh, I kind of feel like today, I was like feeling the mustache, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna put on the camo shirt with the yellow beanie. Like, that's what I was feeling. And I was like, this is cool to me right now. And tomorrow I might hate this shirt if I put it on. So it's like, I don't know.
Now that's interesting you say that. There's some shirts that I love. There's some pants that I just love wearing, but some days I wake up and I put it on. I'm like, fuck, this don't look like how I used to look. But then, like, if I don't rock it for a couple days, I go back to it. I'm like, oh, yeah, he's still fire. Like, that's actually, I've never consciously thought about that, but like when you just said that, it made me like, there are some shirts that I just love outright. They've been in my closet for multiple years, but some days I just don't go to reach for it at all because I'm like, this looks stupid. But then I'll revisit it in a month and be like, oh, this shit's still fire though. Hold on.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, so we were talking about this, me and my other homie, just about like hoarding and becoming our parents a little bit and holding on to things far too long. So in my closet, like I have things that I haven't worn in like a year, but I'm like, but I love it. And when this certain scenario comes up, I'm gonna wear it. So I'm gonna keep it. And it's just funny, like when you were saying like, but it's fire, so I'm gonna hold on to it. Like that to me resonated with me.
All right. So now bringing it and pulling it back into this article.
Yeah.
Based on like what you were saying and like what sneakers were popping, like the sneakers that you were talking about earlier, how did these kind of line up with like your current style? Like, would you say this is more in line with like what you like to wear, or is it too far off? Like, what's your thoughts and opinions on these?
Yeah, so there's a blue pair of these, the F50s. It's like it's almost like your shawl behind you, your towel blanket behind you.
Mm-hmm.
It's like metallic blue, patent leather, like really metallic and shiny. And I tried them on in Adidas, and they were a little more narrow than I like in my shoe. And I didn't buy them because they're that narrow. But I was like, if they fit well, I was going to walk out with them. And then I saw the article with these, and I was like, oh, this man gets it. Like,
they're too narrow.
They're a little bit too specific to a narrow foot for soccer, in my opinion, when I put it on. Like, and like the low profile nature of it, like it's too soccer specific. Like it's not like a casual daily driver shoe for me. Like it's almost like a flat in running. Like it's just too thin.
Yeah.
And like the fit's a little bit too tight, like around like the midfoot into the ball of the foot, like toe box area. But I love it. Yeah.
I'm actually listening to you because I've been romanticizing the idea of getting this. There's like a pair that's yellow and it has blue in it. It's like that metallic blue that you were kind of talking about, but it's also like covered in yellow. And I've been like, damn, I really want those. I don't know if I like them. So like you adding this extra context is kind of helping me because like I don't like necessarily a too slim of a profile shoe. I wouldn't say I'm a chunky shoe wearer, but it's like in that in-between space between slim and chunky. That's where I like to be.
Yeah, and I mean, I saw your video on the clogs and like the breakdowns of the Crocs clogs, and yep. So, and that to me breeds itself for like a wider toe box. Like you can just see in the profile of that, like it's narrow and good. It's almost
for
like soccer.
It's like a ballet shoe. It looks like.
Yeah. It's dope. But I would suggest try it on. Man, we were locked in with the clogs. Like I only rock clogs. got on the good dance goes, man.
Oh, that's what that is? Okay.
Dance goes.
That's an old school brand, right?
It's I don't know how old they are.
I think I've heard that name before.
Yeah, so they're like a healthcare worker brand.
Oh, okay.
So as a pharmacist, like I would wear them in the clinic, wear them in the pharmacy, and they're really good for like distributing weight, so they're comfortable. Like you're standing all day in one spot. and like they had these honey wheat pair. I copped a pair, and I was like, bro, these are my daily drivers.
I've been getting hate on the clogs. I don't know why. They be like, I got a comment yesterday. They're like, give me my grandma's shoes back. And it's like, what?
If I'm a grandma, I don't want to be nothing else, because I'll be the flyest grandma there is. Like,
nah, facts.
I ain't mad at it
They can't see the vision. They don't see the vision. So I think I got one more pair of clogs I'm gonna get, and then I'm gonna do a video where like I style clogs for a full week, and I think then people will start understanding. But like, I think what you said is true though, because like I didn't know you were a pharmacist, but it seems like the reception I get from like my clog videos are from people who work in like the healthcare industry or the food industry. Those are like the two main people that like seem to interact with those videos that I post.
Yeah, yo, you should check out Dansko. Like,
Dansko?
Yeah, check out my I think my last like maybe 3 or 4 posts. Like, I've had a lot of fits in Dansko's. Like, I'll send you some of them on IG, but yeah, I mean, they're smooth, bro. The silhouette of it, the toe box, I really like them.
Yeah, nah, I'm a clog boy. I got like 6 pairs now, almost 7. Like, clogs are like, it's just like they right at the door. I can slip them on. I ain't got to worry about lace and shit. Like, and they're comfortable too. Like, most of them are comfortable. Not every single one.
Man, I can't plug it enough. If you are about clogs, try them.
All right, bet. Nah, if they ain't what they talking about, I'm gonna let you know.
No. I mean, you got to do a review. So
that's
me and my girl do like food reviews. We do like matcha reviews, and I found it funny.
Yeah, performative male.
Yeah, something like that. So we were at this store. We did a matcha review. I didn't like the matcha that much, and I was real about it. And then we went into the store, met the owners, and then the matcha review got pressed, and I was like, I just said what I was feeling. Like, so no, bro, all love.
Yeah.
Give your true opinion. That's how you know it's real. Like, if you're gonna say something sucks, but then it's gonna mean that when you love something, you actually do love it. You're not just gassing everything.
Yeah, because then it's like, because people then like are gonna do exactly like, for example, if I get those shoes and then like you're hyping it like, oh, these are the best shoes ever, then I get in it and I don't have that experience. It's like, man, I can never trust you again. So like that's another thing too. Like, I do food reviews on TikTok and my YouTube. Like, there are food spots that I love wholeheartedly that people will go to and be like, that's trash. Okay, that's your experience. I can't sit here and hate on you because you didn't like something that I didn't like. I can only speak to my experience when I go to places.
Facts.
So like, when it comes to shoes, people be like, oh, those are the most comfortable shoes ever. And I try them on just to my foot and to what my experience was. They weren't great. It just is what it is. And I feel like it's great to have a healthy balance of like positive reviews and negative. So you kind of find yourself in that middle spot.
And to me, like, I feel like in today's day and age, a lot of people are stuck in the Reddit holes or the comments or, oh, this review, or how did you feel about this experience, and lacking the, no, I'm gonna go check that out myself and I'm gonna try it on. Like, it's like, let's say, for example, you were deep in a hole on the F50s. You went on Reddit, you went on the comments of this Hypebeast link, and then you went through all that, and everyone's saying, oh, I love these. You ordered them unknowing based on reviews, and then you got them and you're like, this is a narrow, flat, unsupportive shoe. I don't like these at all. Like, so you were informed by other people's opinions, but uninformed by your own experience. So you need to go out, experience it, and then form your own opinion. Like, and to me, I get really frustrated when people don't form their own opinion. I mean, it can be said about everything: politics, food, opinions on
music, films.
Yes.
Yeah.
Literally life. And I'm like, go experience the thing, and then we can have a discussion about it. Like, my one homie that we went on a hike with, he was like looking up reviews about the hike and saying about the elevation gain, and then this switchback is hard, and then this portion is a pitch to the top, and then this and this. And I was like, why are you reading about the thing before we do the thing? Just do the thing. And it's going to make it so much better and more enjoyable when you're out doing it, when you're like, wow, this is the first time I've seen this, or damn, this, I didn't know this stream was going to be here, or wow, this kind of sucks, but like it's going to be worth it when we get there, or I didn't know that this lake was going to have a cliff jumping spot, or this and this and this. Like, just do the thing and stop reading about it.
Yeah,
like that's my whole thing.
And I think it's like I love movies, and I have to do. I sometimes have done this with movies where like if I watch the trailer too many times, or like I listen to like the hype before a movie comes out, then I'm like, okay, this is about to be the best movie in the world, and I go sit down, and I'm like, I had such high expectations versus had I just gone in and watched it, I could have formed my own thoughts and opinions on it. So I went to the movies last night to watch Weapons. I didn't watch a trailer. I didn't read up anything on it. I went into it blind, and I was like, this movie is fire. But I'm on the other side of that, I'm like thinking, had I watched the trailer multiple times, had I watched what people were talking about, because there's a lot of chatter about this movie just out there even before the movie came out, because I think Jordan Peele was supposed to buy it before it got sold to someone else. But I'm like, had I seen all that, I probably would have went into that movie with such high expectations, but I probably wouldn't have enjoyed it. Right. But I enjoyed every single second of it when I watched it yesterday.
That's my biggest thing about life, is just going into it like, we're gonna see what it does. If the food sucks, if the movie sucks, that's okay, but I'm gonna experience it for what it is, not for another opinion that someone formulated.
Yeah, like basically touch grass.
Yeah. Bro, that's my whole thing. Go outside, touch grass, figure it out.
So to wrap up, thoughts and opinions on this pair, 1 out of 5, what are you getting this shoe?
Based on looks, fit, or based on what?
Based on the overall look of it, based on your actual hands-on experience touching, feeling the shoe, based on like what you read in the article, like what would you say your rating of this shoe based on design, fit, look, and all that?
Honestly, based on design, silhouette, and specific to soccer, I'll give it like a 4.5. Based on applicable to my style, my fit preferences, and how I would wear it, I would probably give it like a 3.5 to a 4. I really enjoy the shoe. Even if maybe if I had a different sock on, I would try it on again, and like maybe I could rock it, maybe I could freak it this way, or blah blah blah. Like, so I'd say I give it a 4.
Okay, that's not bad. Actually, a pretty high score. Yeah. Personally, it's a 3. I don't think it's a 3. It's like
okay.
Like a 3 is like right in the middle. 3 is not bad. 3 is good. I think people get confused when like people say something is mid. Like it could be taken as like a negative, but I feel like if it's right in the middle, I don't know what my opinion is just yet. I would have to rock it. I would have to style it to see how it would fit. Like it's just like, I don't know. I really want to try it though. I think I am going to try it. I think I'm going to pick up one of these shoes and actually give it a chance and get my own thoughts about it.
I think it is worth it. I would just be aware of like, so this seems like a supple leather, but the patent leather pair are more like a hard material. So like the creasing in the toe box, like you can see it right above the F and the plus, like in this picture, like just, yep, right there. Over to the right a little bit. Yup, you see it. Yup.
Oh, yeah.
So that, when I put it on, I was like, this is probably going to crack. Like not even crease, like the material's going to crack. Yeah. So I would just be aware with the material that you get. But I do really like the shoe. And I mean, I tried it on, almost bought it other than the fit.
Yeah, and I think this is definitely Adidas is shaping up to take over 2026. 2020. Why did I say it like that? 2026. Like I think they're kind of introducing some things. They're like some things are being speculated on. And like I think they're gonna wrap up the year strong, like they always do for the most part. But I feel like going into that next year, they're like 3 brands that I think are going to really pop off. I think we might see some dethroning of like the ones that's at the top right now, and going into 2026, I think we go see some of those smaller players, even though Adidas isn't small, but I feel like New Balance and Nike are above them when it comes to who's really dominating the market right now. But Adidas and Saucony and Salomon, I think, are going to have a crazy run next year.
So
I think they're going to have a crazy.
Saucony is
they're on a legendary run.
Undisputed.
They're on a legendary run.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that because they send me shoes. I'm not just saying that, but they genuinely, when it got to a point where people were lining up down the block to get a pair of shoes, you have to start considering them. Exactly. But let's go ahead and jump into this next article. I mean, at this point, this is America's favorite brand. But this article title reads, Ralph Lauren sees 30% net increase in Q1 of 2025. I mean, it's really undeniable. When you think about brands, especially when it comes to like US, most people 9 times out of 10 are going to mention Ralph Lauren in that top 5. I don't really see any other brands that really have the amount of storytelling that goes into that brand, and also like the amount of like history, culture, heritage. Like this brand itself should be studied in schools about how to really dominate the market and really push forward and stay relevant. Like they have been able to do an amazing job. But like, how do you feel about this brand? Whenever you see Ralph Lauren, like what's like that first thing that pops off in your mind?
I mean, so I grew up in Ralph. So we had this old family picture of us in like the Ralph teddy bear shirts, and then the Ralph hoodie or the Ralph teddy bear sweaters, and my family picture in it. And like that to me, Ralph Lauren, Old Navy, and Tommy Hilfiger as like my growing up wardrobe. Very preppy child, very grown up in a polo, but I grew up with the large horse,
and that mattered.
With the ones with like the ombre feel, the ones with the huge logos on the back and the writing and the stuff on the shoulder, the armbands. I grew up in a polo, in everyday fits. Polo with sneakers, polo with jorts, polo with high socks, a polo through and through, tucked in with a blazer, casual, running around, always in a polo. To me, when I see Ralph Lauren, it just makes sense. Like from their like casual wear to their double RL, which is phenomenal because I love denim and I love like the Western wear and like the last frontier type thing. But like you said, the ability to tell stories, but then also the longevity of the brand, like to be relevant in the 90s and then now to be relevant today with suiting and then the Oak Bluffs, and then also with like even to have the polo be relevant still today with the 1 inch by half inch little polo guy. And you see that, or you see the classic Oxford, or they made like I forget what the exact fabric's called, but the long striped blue ones. That was my favorite. I think I have 2 in my closet right now. Just, it's timeless. It's actually timeless.
Yeah, Ralph Lauren, like you said, I grew up in an era where like I feel like typically when people see this brand, they associate it with something in their life. I don't care if like you were necessarily like, let's say, you know, poor or disadvantaged. Like Ralph Lauren was widely available at like, you know, Ross's sometimes. Like you might pick up a crate, JCPenney, Ross, you know, parents putting stuff on layaway to get, you know, some Ralph Lauren, like, and then like you said, bro, like that, the size of your horse mattered. And if you had too many people on the horse, it was like you was getting clowned. Like, bro, that don't look like Ralph Lauren that I know. Like Ralph Lauren was just, it had a cultural relevance when I was a kid. And like to get more into like streetwear, into fashion in my adulthood and see how it's still a culturally relevant brand is just like, that's longevity. And double RL, Double L is different, bro. Their Western ranch wear aesthetic and like the way that they play on that is just it's unmatched for real.
Yeah, and then also Ralph's brother, like more elevated, but Gregory Lauren, like his stuff is phenomenal with the construction and the fits and playing with silhouettes. So them as a duo creating timeless cultural relevance, it's phenomenal. And I mean, to me, this article saying their growth, I'm not surprised by it, like at all.
And it's interesting, like it wasn't just in the US. They said 18, they seen like I think it said 12% in the US as far as growth, but like it was 18% in Asia.
Yeah.
So like there must be like some not new discovery, but I used to work for a company that sold WRL, and like a lot of the stuff that we'll sell in the shop in the US would get bought out. Like they will buy bulk of WRL stuff and then we'll ship it to Asia. Like they were like, soon as we put it on like online, 15 hats, 30 sweaters, like they were just buying it in bulk. Like it must be like a new resurgence of like people getting aware of it or something. But like that makes sense to me. When I saw 18%, I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense to me now. Cause like I've seen the actual transactions that happen with companies that sell WRL in the US.
Yeah, and I think it just goes to show like strategic marketing, storytelling, like it actually matters. Like, yes, you have to have a good product. Yes, you have to have good design. Yes, you have to have all your T's and I's dotted, T's crossed and I's dotted. But like marketing and storytelling actually matter. And having a solid foundation means that will lend itself to future growth. So that is inspirational to me with building a brand, like trying to build a brand with good foundation, good roots, and a solid base prior to making crazy sales or making insane products or like making it make sense to me and telling the story that I want to tell. So that to me it's inspiring if nothing else.
Yeah. Another thing though that I'm very interested to hear your perspective on being a brand owner, having product, is they talked about how they were concerned about the current, tariffs that's going on and how there's been a back and forth, whether it be this percentage or this percentage. And like, has tariffs or this tariff war that we've been in within the US, has that impacted like you with your products and you doing transactions, whether it be overseas? Because I know some people either do things overseas or they're doing stuff in the US, but that tends to be pretty like expensive as well. So kind of wanted to know like what's been your take on it.
Yeah, definitely. It hadn't affected me until probably the past like 4 or 5 months, I would say. And in the past 4 or 5 months, I've been like ramping up samples, ramping up production times, and those sorts of things. So I've kind of felt it more so recently than probably in the first 6 months of the year. And in that, like importing things from either China or Japan definitely have felt tariffs, and more so with samples, in my opinion, because there's like a flat fee that's charged to an item from DHL when they're importing it based on their processing fees. So let's say $20 is applied, then the manufacturer will apply a value of the item, and then they'll apply, I think it's 2.5%, which is a tax, and then 10 or 12%. I don't know the exact. I looked at the little sheet yesterday or 2 days ago. But so there's like a bunch of different taxes. But so for a sample, I had to pay import taxes on a t-shirt because I was trying to find a new manufacturer because it's expensive in LA to source and cut and sew and then do printing and then do label making and bring all those together to a seamstress to sew it all together. Like it's a lot of different touch points with a lot of different people, and I was trying to avoid that and try to do one-stop shop essentially. So on the t-shirt's value was $25. So but then there's the $20 flat fee that DHL charges to process the shipment due to tariffs, and then the 10% tax, and then the 12%, and then the 2.5% just tax baseline. So I ended up paying, I think it was like $32 on getting this shirt from customs essentially, and I already paid $38 to ship the shirt. So I ended up paying $72 on this t-shirt to get it to my door that I already paid $25 for. So it ended up being $100 sample that I wasn't expecting to pay $100 for. And that's for like express shipping to get it here within 3 days via air. And yeah, but if you want to avoid tariffs, you can do by ship, but that takes around a month, and month delays. Like I had some tote bags that I wanted express shipped, but they ended up shipping them via why am I blanking? Via ship, and I didn't pay tariffs, but it took 4 weeks to get here. So it's kind of a double-edged sword.
Yeah, that's an expensive ass shirt. That's dinner like a Louis Vuitton shirt price, bro, for a sample. That's why it's like
sample.
It's like you gotta be as fine-tuned as possible because you don't want to do too many samples. It's like, damn, I wish I would have just did like this, but it's like, damn, I spent too much money on this shirt. So it's like that sampling stuff gets serious. I got a bunch of homies, obviously, just through having this platform and meeting other people, and also just like in like friends I've had since high school who have brands, and like that's all they talk about is samples, bro. These samples beat my ass right now.
And I mean, so over the past, so I've started this in November of last year, but I've been working on it for 2 years, let's say, give or take 2 years. But my tech packs have also gotten much, much better. So my samples have been much more accurate to what I'm wanting, because before I would like send a reference of a wash and then some measurements, and I'd be like, can you make this for me? And then I'd be mad when the pockets aren't right, or the zipper's not the right length, or the button's not in the right place, or there's not enough loopholes in the belt, or there's not this, because I'm not calling it out. So the manufacturer is just like, we're going to make the wash and the weight of the denim that you want. There's nothing else technically that you asked for. So that is a big learning for me. Yeah. But tariffs are, yep, definitely putting a little squeeze on it.
Nah, it's affecting a lot more than people thought they was going to do. So really this, like, there really wasn't much to go off for this article. I think Ralph Lauren's having another like second win, even though I wouldn't even call this a second win. They've had multiple wins, just for the sake of like not having the right word. Like they're having another resurgence. People who are like young and just getting into like fashion and streetwear, they might be like, oh, like they may have never heard of this brand, never seen it. And I just feel like they're having that second win again. And I think a lot of people are gravitating to this brand because it's more so like, I think, and this is just a personal opinion, I feel like the market got oversaturated with that streetwear look. Like the Virgils of the world, the Kanyes of the world, you know, and that like having that aesthetic adopted to like these high-end fashion brands. And I think people are gonna ultimately within like the next 2 to 3 years gonna like revert back to like a little bit more preppy, a little bit more like upscale, like how some of their lookbooks from Ralph Lauren look. So I think this is just a perfect time. I find that baggy aesthetic, that streetwear aesthetic has been having a chokehold on the fashion game for like the past 4 or 5 years. And I think people are slowly trying to like figure out what's that next thing. And I think Ralph Lauren is like one of those, I mean, spearheads in the game for sure.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I think it's also people just realizing that it's like, I'm not one thing, like what we were talking about at the beginning, like that I can have multiple lanes that I dress in. Like I don't have to be baggy all the time. I don't have to be preppy all the time. And I saw a TikTok of a girl, she was wearing one of the Bear sweaters. And so she had that on one day, then she had like a button down on one day, then she was like super girly one day with like a little poof skirt, and then she was really baggy and streetwear and then had some jorts on. And I was like, this is refreshing, because you kind of see people just stick in one lane. And I think Ralph is doing a good job communicating that, like, this isn't just for one person. Like, it's kind of anybody can wear this, and making it more digestible to more people.
Nah, for sure. But yeah, I'm excited to see what this brand continues to do. Obviously, it's Ralph Lauren is like the umbrella, and there's multiple things that fall under that umbrella, because they got like Purple Label, they got Double L, they got slipped on another one. Slipped on another one. But yeah, so I mean, they're gonna continue to do what they've been doing. I've owned multiple jeans from Double L, and let me just say, like, top tier when it comes to jeans. And also just like, I feel like their jeans, for the quality that you're getting, is like a better entry point than, like, you know, some of like these other brands, like a Capital of the world, or like I think it's called Samurai jeans.
Oh yeah.
I think like they're right at that. Like, if you can't have direct access to that, Double L is one of those brands that you could look to like almost find something comparable.
Definitely. Couldn't agree more.
All right, cool. Let's go ahead and jump into this next article. All right, so this article title reads "Official Look at," and I don't feeds.
Yeah.
Salomon XT Pathway. So before getting to this, like I said, 2 weeks ago we were supposed to do this, but my man was scaling a mountain. So like, I know Salomon is kind of in that realm of like that outdoorsy hiking, you know, more sort of geared for their overall aesthetic. So what would you say are like the best brands if you're going on a hike, if you're going to scale a mountain, if you're about to go jump off something? Like, what is that? Like, what brand do you look for when it comes to footwear?
Footwear, I mean, Salomon's the leader. Like, I have 2 pair of Salomon hiking boots. I have Salomon XT6s as like my trail shoes. Arc'teryx makes decent hiking shoes. I don't really like the feel underfoot. The soles are a little rigid in my opinion, but to me, Salomon, between like the lugs and the spacing and the grip, and then how it like molds to your foot, the feel of like the mid foot, like the mid shoe, and the upper, and then the draw cords that they have, they do a phenomenal job. And this colorway, so I mean, my whole thing with the outdoors is bringing like just more expressive natures into the outdoors, like bringing things that resonate with more people, not just white, black, maroon, and olive green, or forest green, or hunter green. Like, bringing in colors that are like, wow, I've never seen that outside, or oh man, that person's bright and vibrant, or like expressive. So bringing emotion and communication into whatever you're wearing. So when someone sees you, it communicates something about you before you even say a word. And that's what these did to me. This colorway is flawless, giving a tree frog, giving Kermit the Frog, giving a caterpillar in the best way possible. They knocked these out of the park. Like the sole being that two-tone green, and then continuing that in the upper, the black subtleness, or gray, whatever you want to say, charcoal gray of the midsole. Like, this is a beautiful shoe.
Yeah. And actually, now that I think about it, like, I've been on a few hikes, I've been on like a few, like, you know, trails. Everyone is pretty muted. It's not really stand out. It's like a tan, it's like a camo maybe every once in a while, gray. Like, yeah, it is definitely muted more times than not. Like, I don't really see.
You have a handful of like 5 colors.
Yeah.
And yeah. So like, I mean, to tie it back, but Lowe, like my 3 colors are blue, yellow, and orange. And that's like just trying to bring color into the outdoors and expression. And yeah, but so color to me is everything, and trying to avoid like blacks and browns, and just, it's not that it's lazy, it just lacks expression. And to me, seeing myself in those clothes.
Yeah. And I kind of want to get more into that. I was going to wait till after, like when I get more into like personal questions, but I kind of want to get more into like the hiking, the being outdoors. Like, I mean, if I watch your story, I mean, you was just running yesterday, and then like you scaling mountains, you being outdoors. Like, where did that really come from? Because like, unless I'm not familiar, when I think of like Philly, I think of more a city. I don't necessarily think of like a hiking area. I don't think of like a trail to go run on. I think more a cityscape. I think more, things of that nature. So like, where did that really come from? Like, because I feel like even just like being of, African American descent, a lot of people don't like to go on hikes. I mean, I do, but like a lot of people don't. So like, where does that really come from like from your perspective?
Yeah, facts. Like, so I mean, growing up in like the 90s, early 2000s, I grew up on a bike. I grew up in the woods. I grew up fishing, hiking with friends. So I was in Boy Scouts growing up. So we were always building fires, tearing down this, trying to figure out how this worked, and just figuring out what we need to survive. And then like backpacking, and then trying to start our own fires, and doing all the things, tying knots and trying to carry things through the woods. So that was like my upbringing. My upbringing was extremely outdoorsy. I was never big into video games. I got an Xbox, I think, when I was like 4 or 5, maybe 6, something like that. And I was never really good at them. And like, I had the game Skate, and I was playing with my friends, and I was like, why are we playing? No, great game, great game. But I was like, why are we playing this? Why don't we just go out and skate? And then my homie was like, damn, like, why don't we? And then we put the game down and then went outside and skated. And then I was playing like Call of Duty with my other friends, and I like got killed, and I was like, I'm gonna go ride my bike. And my other friend Danny, he was outside, and like we went and like built dirt jumps. And I was like, I remember those two things so vividly. And I was just like, I'm not impassioned by these video games or like playing in a screen. Like, I'd rather go experience it, feel it, fall, eat some dirt. Like, I'd rather do all the shit that I'm experiencing in real life, and not like VR, virtual reality. Like, to me, I was like, I'd much, much, much rather experience it. So that's how I grew up. I grew up on a bike, and the BMX plastic jumps, and trying to jump the road at friends' houses, and jump the road or jump my driveway, and doing all that thing, like climbing up in the creek and finding crawfish, and just inspecting, and what kind of leaf is this, and like doing all, like, just an interested kid in bugs, nature, dirt, water, how things move, the wind. And so like, I grew up in a suburb of Philly, but right by my house, there was a pond that we would fish in, and then there was a little creek, and we would go down by the creek and like turn over rocks and look at like worms and bugs and like all that. Like, I was just a kid that was interested in life, and just seeing what it was, and like always dirty, in and out of the house. So that's really where my like passion for the outdoors came from. And then growing up, I also snowboarded, and then I was like, yeah, I love the mountains. So my one homie, Ridge, had a mountain house, and he like was on a ski race team. So we would go up there and stay and be at like Big Boulder and like the local mountains. Like, they're definitely small, but every weekend we were driving up 2.5 hours to get to the mountain and staying at his house, or even if it's a day trip, like just fully thrilled by all of it.
How old are you?
30.
Okay. So we like kind of very close in proximity to age.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I always talk about how like I'm grateful I grew up in an era where like phones and technology was advancing, but like you still have to go do stuff. Like, and we all, like my parents and like the grown-ups around me, they didn't want you in the house all day. It's like, you're not about to spend all day in my house. You better go outside.
Go
You better
outside.
figure it out. Like, and when you talk about growing up on a bike, man, I wasn't in the woods, but like we was riding that bike all throughout the city.
Everywhere.
All throughout the city. That was
And-
transportation for real.
And so one of the biggest things when I was like 4 through like 12, that age, we would know, like in the summer times, we would know where people are at because you would ride your bike around the neighborhood.
Yep.
All the bikes would be at one house, like in the front yard, like not in the driveway because the parents had to leave, but in the front yard, there'd be like 10 to 12 bikes. You'd be like, oh, the homies are here. And you just pull up, knock on the door, and they're like, yeah, everyone's in the basement or in the backyard. Like, and that's where you're hanging out for the day.
Yeah.
Because you're outside on your bike and everybody else's bike is there. Like, that's it. It was sweet, man.
Like, literally facts. I can't explain it. This is the perfect childhood summer day for me. Wake up early, got breakfast, we hop on the bikes, we go to like some random location, like a park or something. Like you said, we used to do like the little jump the bike too. That's why I got multiple scratches on my knees and my fucking elbows, just because like when I was growing up, like we would do stuff and like we'll fall off and we'd be bleeding crazy. Be on a bike, hear the ice cream truck, race the bike to the ice cream truck, get some food or get some ice cream or whatever. And then after that, we still outside. We literally had to be forced to go back in the house. We would be outside all day. All day.
Bro, that's my upbringing. And it was the same, just a little bit removed from the city. So when we would ride our bikes, it would be on like back roads, or I'd have my mom drop me off at my homie's house with a bunch of land and we would build dirt jumps. But like, it's the same exact thing. And yeah, man, it's so good. So that's kind of where my outdoor nature comes from. It's like truly ingrained in me, like how I was raised. And yeah.
I mean, it's also just like whenever I do, and I don't do it as much now, and I really need to like start getting outside more because I work from home. So like I spend most of my days in the house. But like there's this mountain in Arizona called Mount Lemon. I'm talking about the air is so fresh up there. I never like when we would go up there, I would just want to spend the rest of the day, but people be like, I gotta go back and do X, Y, and Z. But I'm like, the air is so crisp, it's so fresh, and it's just like it's cool just to like put my phone down and not have to worry about checking an email, checking a text message. Like I like being in those type of scenarios. And I feel like the only time you really get those scenarios to the fullest is like if you camping, you hiking, or are you doing something where like you don't have cell service.
Yeah, yo. I just looked up Mount Lemon. It's fire.
Bro, Mount Lemon is crazy good.
You should look up if you're back in Arizona at any time. I don't know if you've done this, but it's the crack at Beaver Creek, or the crack at Wet Beaver Creek.
Mm.
I think it's like a 3-mile hike out, and then so it's 6 miles round trip, but pretty chill. There it gets to be some elevation gain, but there's like a either man-made dam or watering hole, whatever you call it, but there's like different levels. Like you can jump off a cliff from like a rock from 5 feet, from 20 feet, from 30 feet, from 45 feet, and I think it gets up to like 50 feet. And it is sweet. We did that hike, I think like 3 or 4 years ago, and I still think about it to this day. Like, it is so good. Like,
not gonna lie though. I am a part of the Blacks community that does not know how to swim that well. So I need to get my swimming game up. I am a part of that community. I cannot swim that great. So jumping off anything that's 30 feet in the air, nah. But you know what I mean? There's this place also where I grew up that me and my friends just do quite frequently on the weekend. Like whenever the weekend hit, we'll meet up at Castle Rock. And it was like all these rocks and like random formations. Like you'll kind of hike to get up to this elevation. And you literally have to like scale to get to the top. And like that was like a weekend thing that we always did. So I like doing that. But I need to get my water game up. I need to get my swimming game up.
Yeah, nah. And the one thing about this, like, is if you like, you can like wade into the water. It's kind of like a beach to where like it's like a casual walk in and then it gets deep. So if you wanted to just chill on the edge, you could chill on the edge, or if you jump in kind of on the lower part, you can get to the where you can stand real quick. You know what I'm saying? So it's like where it's tall, it's definitely deep and you got to swim a little bit, but it's not like a 100-yard swim to get. It's probably like 5 yards, 10 yards. Like
I could do the standing.
You could just be like, you're like, oh, I'm in there. All right, now I'm standing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But
I could do the standing. I could do that. I can at least do the standing.
Yeah.
But no, these Salommons are fire. To bring it back to this, I'm not really hip to the artist that they are doing this partnership with. I think when I looked up his music, is more Spanish based. So, I mean, I could vibe with anything really. Like if the beat and like the instruments that's being played, I could vibe with it. But it's definitely not. It's definitely outside of the lane of the music that I listen to. But the overall collab though is gas for sure. I like pops of color. Most of my sneakers in my closet, most of the clothes that I frequently wear. I mean, you see, I got this yellow hat. Also, shout out to Chesrion, shout out to the boy Chris. I got the green sweater. So like most of my clothes do have a pop of color. So like this definitely falls in line with like what I like to rock.
And to me, it's giving the Oregon 4s in the best way possible. Like
they look like a duck there.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, like a little bird or something.
Yeah.
But like it's giving the Oregon 4s, and those to me are a grail of all grails. So like I can't say it enough. I love these shoes. Like this is a 5 to me.
Yeah. No, this is solid.
Fully.
This is like a 4 for me. A 5 is like, it's hard for me to place anything. Like when people are like, oh, it's a 10 out of 10. Like I don't think I've ever rated anything like that high, because it's like it's kind of hard, because like I can always find something, but these are gas though.
Yeah, sure, to me it speaks to outdoor nature, hiking technical gear that's designed very well and intentionally, but then also the color schemes that are expressive, and then being one of the best shoes that I own in like the XT6s for the like low profile hiking shoe. So that's why it's a 5 to me.
Nah, that makes sense. This colorway is gas.
Yeah.
The more I keep looking at it, like the better it gets, like it keeps getting.
Yeah, I opened up the article and I was like, I would unconsciously purchase these.
Yeah. Hold on.
It just says 2025.
Yeah, they don't have her. It's probably later in the year, probably more leaning towards like November, December, maybe even October, depending. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and stop that. Now we kind of moving more into like, I feel like we got a strong base with your overall upbringing, what you're interested in, and like how you necessarily feel about certain things when it comes to like streetwear and fashion. So I really just want to know, because at first I thought like the brand name, because I think when I saw it initially, it was like LO and it looked like 2 V's. So I thought it said love instead of low at first. So I thought I was like, oh, like he's trying to like play on like love and like have it. And I was like, okay, cool. But I'm very interested in like, what is this story like behind your brand? Like, what does the name mean? What does the overall brand mean to you? And like, what do you want people to take from it when they either are on your page or they purchase something?
Yeah, definitely. So the font and how it's just like the W's like this. So Lowe, Lowe, but the W's cross. So Lowe stands for loom of woven emotion. So I wanted to give it that woven feel. And the play behind the woven emotion, I really want to make people feel something when they put on clothes. Like feel something like, oh, I feel like a cowboy today, or oh, I feel good and I feel like I could go hike a mountain, or oh wow, I'm feeling warm and cozy in this beanie, or oh wow, I feel like I'm in the 90s with these baggy pants, or inspire that emotion, evoke an emotion when people put the clothes on, but then also when someone sees the silhouette or the design or the color scheme, to be like, damn, I don't know what that is, but it almost looks like a monstera leaf or water droplets, or what do you have on your head? Like, it's abstract, but I like it. It makes me think, and it provokes thought, and it makes me feel something. So that's about like the design of the W's and like that. And then so this logo, so it's a circle logo with the waves in it. So the waves are expressive of like water droplets. So my clothes, I'm designing outdoor gear, but clothes are really to be worn to adapt to the environment that you're in. So this is water droplets. So water always adapts to the vessel that it's in. No matter how large, if you fill it up, it's going to adapt no matter the size, if it's circular, if it's triangular, if it's a vessel like this, like whatever the size of the vessel, water is going to adapt to it. So I want to make clothes that help you adapt to your environment, whether it's hot out and you're wearing a water wicking shirt, or it's sunny and you're wearing a sun blocking shirt that also is breathable, or it's cold and you're wearing a beanie and a 600 down filled jacket, or it's raining and you have a rain jacket on. I want to be able to build clothes that adapt to the environment that you're in, but with technical design, and also with elements of design that speak to me, like that resonate with me and that I would wear in the outdoors. So that's a little bit of background about like the brand, the logo design, the typeface, and all of those things. And then I have 2 aspirational goals like that I'm building towards with like my clothing design. So I have an on-trail and an off-trail capsule. So my on-trail capsule is, or my off-trail capsule, sorry, is rooted in denim. So I want denim to be a little bit more casual. It's going to be marketed as like car camping, adjacent to just like a casual walk around a lake or things of that nature, or something that you put on if you're cold after the mountain, or like a casual, but not like an athleisure wear. So that's what my goal is for that aspect. And then with respect to the on-trail capsule is going to be technical, tape seamed, Gore-Tex, good beanies, wool and synthetic fibers, stretchy. Like that is my goal with the on-trail capsule, is having more Gore-Tex, waterproof, synthetic downfill, sustainably sourced, of course, but like, so having 2 branches, on-trail, off-trail, and then having the off-trail be a little bit, so the denim have it be like more double RL aligned and going like cowboy, Western, last frontier. So this next drop that I'm going to have is going to be more focused in that. And I'm really excited and really looking forward to bringing some of these aspects to life. I wanted to start with a casual unisex pant that was oversized, unconventional by nature, but that was very comfortable, to a 200 GSM, flowy, a silhouette that drapes. It's baggy, but fits at the waist, because all of my baggy pants I would get in a 34, 36, 38, and the waist is huge just to get the thighs, the balloon look that I was going for. So I wanted it to be able to sit tight at the hips and then drape wide at the thighs, and then kind of follow that wide leg. So that this was my first thing, my first item to release as my entry into clothes, and like sort of a proof of concept for myself. And now I'm going to get into more of the divergence of the on trail and the off trail, and to really define what I'm going for as a brand.
And I feel like that's a very interesting entry point. I feel like a lot of times people are like, I need a t-shirt, I need a beanie, I need a something that's like quickly made. And I feel like denim is like a route where it's like, people are like maybe in their 3rd to 4th drop where they're like, okay, I think I'm ready to test denim. So I commend you on starting with denim, because that is not no easy feat at all.
Man, I tell you what, it's not easy at all, but hey, we're doing it. We're doing it.
I mean, you did it. I mean, the proof of
Yeah.
concept is there. And I want to go back to something that you said. So, like, would you describe the overall ethos of the brand itself, of like being adapting to your surroundings, you would say? Or would it be something different? I don't know if I misinterpreted what you were trying to say with that.
The overall ethos, I think more so the overall ethos is about expression and standing out.
Okay.
But in that, it's going to be adapting to the environment that you're within. Like, tied into adapting to your environment, but I think more so what I'm going for is standing out and expression along with good technical design.
Okay, cool. Before we move on to that next question, so the main reason I followed you, I think Chris had posted something on his story from your brand, and I was like, okay, like, what's that? So I clicked on it, and the first thing, and if anybody that subscribes to my YouTube channel knows, I love the brand Jabot. Been a heavy Jabot head since like the early days, and I got a couple archived Jabot pieces in my closet. But these pants remind me of like the shuttle jeans, and I was like, they like the shuttle part of the jean that the Jabots had was on the front, and these were on the back. I was like, oh shit, that's kind of dope. Like that reminded me of like a brand that I obviously rock with heavy, and I was like, oh, they like these low key look like that too. So I was wondering, like, was there any inspiration behind that, or was it something different?
No, so I got a pair of Menace. I don't really even know the brand. I thrifted a pair of Menace pants from Long Beach Flea when I first moved here. It was about 2 years ago, and they were huge silhouette, but they fit me at the waist, and that's where the inspiration came. But then one time I was walking, and my phone was in my back pocket. And the back pockets are huge. It can fit a 16-inch Mac. It could fit a skateboard. Like, it's very similar to why am I blanking on the jeans?
Like Jinko?
Jinko, yeah. Very similar to Jinko jeans. So, and I was like, and I missed a call and missed like a few text messages, and I was like, damn, these are baggy, but like I can't utilize this pocket. Like that pocket's just gone. So I was like, what if this was like a double pocket? And like I sent a concept to my manufacturer, and they executed it flawlessly. And I was like, I might have something here. Like, and then I had an idea to put patches on a pair of pants like down lower, and I was like, if I made a patch and I put it on the butt pocket, like what would that look like? So I put a patch on a pair of pants earlier, but it was a higher butt pocket. And I was like, that's going to get a lot of wear. And then I was like, what if I put this on the lower pocket? Like when you sit down in a chair, it's going to probably be hanging lower. It's not really going to be abrasive. It's not going to be like inhibiting to the pocket because the pocket's still functional. And I was like, okay, that's an idea. So then I like was on the internet just scrolling, and I saw this school. It was like C.S. Lewis, and I like fabricated like a fake design, and it ended up being, I was doing like C.J. Lowe, and I was like, I don't really want it to say C.J. Lowe, like, and then I like made it to say Lowe, and then I got a few samples made, and I was like, oh man, this is it. So I literally have a patch sitting right here on my desk, but like, and then because their old one said C.S. Lewis, and then I like just designed it, like flipped the colors a little bit, and I was like, okay, this is good. And I made it like 5.5 by 6 inches to fit the pocket really well, and then had that sewn on, and I like that's where that concept was kind of born from, and just like a way of expressing yourself differently. Like it's not conventional to have that in outdoors. When we hiked, so we hiked 12. It was 10.5 miles out, and I hiked my jeans out there.
Oh, wow.
And then when we were chilling in camp, like I put them on over my hiking pants, and it was the most cozy thing that I've ever done. Like, because usually like you're just cold and you put like Arc'teryx bubble on or something, and you're just like, man, it's chilly out here. but I had my pants on and man, it was so good because it got down to like 30 degrees. But yeah, just unconventional, but I really, really enjoy them.
Okay. Okay, cool. So I kind of want to get into like, we're kind of in the age of entrepreneurship, people starting clothing brands. And, for the most part, people who post on social media make it look glamorous. It looks like a life that everyone want to live. You get paid on social media, you get paid from people buying your clothes, but like, I want to get into like the things underneath that, because I feel like that's a part of the business that people don't really get to explore much. So like, what would you say are like the not so glamorous parts about doing what you're doing? Because you also have a job, and then you also have what you're doing on the side. So like, can you kind of open up or like share some sort of like perspective on, the not so glamorous side of entrepreneurship?
Absolutely. I mean, it's the work that people don't see that is not glamorous, I guess. It's the nights on Illustrator. It's the nights doing like research, just looking up different silhouettes. I forget what the exact company is, but I have a book on my coffee table that's about just like designs from like 1970 or 19, maybe like 1940, 1950. I think it even goes to 1920 to like 2010. And like how outdoor clothing has developed from like pure cotton to then wax, then Gore-Tex arrived, then all of those things, and how we developed from to apply to now. So just taking and adapting some old concepts or hunting concepts into hiking or biking, or like just applying different things to apply like Virgil's 3% rule. But like, people don't see that work. People don't see the hours of like designing and then getting a sample back and being unhappy with it, or having the quality be ruined or not as up to standard of what you wanted it to be, or having like what we hinted on with tariffs, like having a sample be made, being really excited to receive it, and then being hit with a 50% tariff of your total shipping cost and landed cost. And you're just like, wow, this all is a headache. And then you have budgeting, and I do every aspect of my brand. So I had the logo made, other than having the logo made, which was made by one of my homegirls, Max. Other than having the logo made, I've done everything from website design to taking all the photos to editing to posting to verbiage to back end to shipping to logistics to packing to making sure everything feels right, to like ordering these little stickers for packaging, ordering these little like cards for like writing notes on, like, and I customized the US passport stamp to say like, where there's a will, there's a way, keep sending. The brand was developed in November 2024, date of birth 1995 in April. So doing all that, putting the mountain in the logo, the Lowe logo, then writing on the back, where there's a will, there's a way. And like conceptualizing all of that is me. I run things by my mom and my girlfriend and my dad, but other than that, it is me sitting behind a computer saying, I want to do that. Let me try to do it. I want to make a rain jacket, or I want to make a down jacket, or I want to make a pair of pants, or a jean jacket, or this or that, or this or that, and then sitting down and doing it. And in its execution, it's beautiful and it looks amazing and glamorous. But then, or in its ending, when it's completed, it looks beautiful and amazing. But in its execution, it's not sexy. It's not glamorous. It's every day I'm trying to create my vision, and delays in manufacturers, or communicating with manufacturers, or expensive manufacturers in LA, or people not understanding what I'm trying to communicate or not reading my call out, and I'm like, I called that out, like I need another sample, and then that delaying another month, and then just all of those things aren't the glamorous. So I'd say it's like 90 entrepreneurship and building a brand is 90% of the behind the scenes, and then 10% of the cool moments and the posts that get shared, and that's only a finite bite-sized amount of time. It's not very long until people are like, don't really talk about your post anymore, and you need to remain relevant. And like when it's you by yourself and a bunch of homies doing you favors, because that's what my brand is, like a bunch of friends that I'm photographing, that I'm giving stuff, that I'm exchanged for photographing them, is it doesn't work out on their time. So you're beholden to them because you're not paying them for their time. So for me, like I was supposed to have a shoot last night, but my homie got called into work. And then so we had to fold that, and it's going to be next week. So it pushes back the beanies a week because I have a photo concept in my head that I need to execute. And it's like, it's very cool that you can execute it all yourself, but having to execute it all yourself is also very stressful, because if something's not in the way you want it, then it's like, I don't want it. I'm not going to release that till it's the way I want it. But then you're like, I need to stay relevant and I need to stay at the top of minds. But at the same time, like, it's okay in my head, because I don't necessarily need to eat off of this. But in my head, I'm trying to build something greater than just a quick buck, and I'm not trying to get rich off of this. I'm just trying to be an avenue for minorities, Black people, Hispanic, Asians to see the outdoors and to represent those individuals outside. And that's my goal. And if I can do that in 5, 10, maybe even 15 years, then I'm happy, and that's success to me.
Yeah, and I kind of want you to stay right there, because that leads perfectly into that next question. Second to last question is, what does the brand look like in 5 to, 5, let's say 5 years. I was gonna say 5 to 10, but like, let's say, if you could think about what the brand is gonna look like right now in 5 years, what does that look like to you?
Yeah, so I would say, let's say 2030, August 2030. What am I doing? I would say it's a nationally recognized, established brand that sponsors Days on the Mountain for the youth and goes to inner cities throughout the country to be able to bring them to a mountain for a day on a weekend, and buses them, and then gives away jackets and t-shirts and hats and exposes them to something that they've never been able to experience before. And in that, creating technical garments that are well thought of, well executed, fit phenomenally, and solve a problem of, oh, my sleeves slip when I do this, or I wish this packed down to this big, or I wish I had a pocket here, or I wish this was a dump pocket, or I wish this like sleeve fit a little tighter, because when I'm putting on my coat, or when I'm putting on my bag, it like pulls this sleeve up, or I wish I had a thumb hole here, or those sorts of things. So solves a problem. 1 is sponsoring kids to be outside. 2, and 3 is in the avenues of on trail, off trail, being snowboarding, hiking, mountain biking, and then Western wear.
I like that. If you didn't mention the outside part, I was definitely going to say you should definitely be doing that, because that is something that's like, now it's like not about the clothes. It's like emotions. Like I know people who have never been camping before. And I remember growing up, like camping was dope as hell. Like now you're attaching a core memory to your brand. If like once you are able to do that, like that'll be like a core memory for someone. And I feel like I'm trying to think of a brand that does that to a T. Like for example, Nike. Like for a period of time, and I don't think it's necessarily there right now, but for a period of time, if you wore Nikes, people felt like they were going to make a jumper better. Like they had a memory where they was couple seconds on the clock. They pulled up, they shot, and they made it, and they had the Nikes on. It's like, damn, like it was a core memory now.
It's
so,
got to
like, now
be the shoes.
It's like it's the brand loyalty they attached to it because like these Nikes made me hit that shot. So it's like now it's like you bring kids, you bring them to like a mountain or you like take them to go camping. It's like that core memory is attached to this brand that brought me outside. Like that, I was for sure gonna bring that up if you didn't say that because that is for sure it.
Thank you. And so also like I made a video about like why and how I created this brand and why it means something to me and what my goal is with it. And I had people reach out to me saying like, this resonates with me so much, but also I've never been camping. So I want to create a community that like goes out on hikes. And even if it's not like 12,000 feet elevation gain and 5, 10, 15, 20 miles, and we're backpacking with 60-pound rucks. Like, even if we just do a car camping night where we don't have service and we make a little fire and we set up tents and then we're out there for 2 days and 1 night and we're just messing around. We make coffee in the morning and everyone connects more and we have real conversations with everybody and everybody's outfitted in Lowe and I give them a free beanie or whatever it may be, or like people are testing out the new jacket and we're in the snow or some concept of that to make people experience something that they haven't experienced. And that's all through outdoors to me.
Yeah, no, I'm literally envisioning that whole thing. That'd be dope as hell. And then it's like, it gets to a point where now you could have sponsors. So you said make coffee. Now it's a coffee sponsor attached to the name of that. So like you're not only, so I feel like sometimes people think they have to do everything by themselves. And it's like there are people who see the vision too and be like, damn, I want to collab on that. That's like a great idea. And I feel like you could bring so many different elements in on that idea. It'd be dope as hell just to like see that thing come to fruition. I need to see that, bro.
Exactly.
Because I'm trying to pull up to that. I'm trying to pull up to that. I ain't gonna lie.
You're invited, man. I'm hopefully gonna do. I was thinking September, but I still need to workshop it a little bit more. I was thinking of doing like a first like car camping one in early September in California, but I'm like maybe springtime do like a larger like marketed one where people come and it's like a Lowe sponsored thing. Cause I'm also thinking about making tents and like camping adjacent accoutrement or what have you accessories.
Hey, don't give up all the game right now, bro. That fire. That would be fire.
Thank you.
I don't want you to give it all up, but that would be fire as hell.
Man, I got a lot of things on the stove right now. Like I'm not gonna give away anything, but there is a lot of things going on in my head on this computer, and they're gonna be coming to life in the next year to 2 years. And I'm very excited because to me, okay. So proof of concept with the pants. I was like geeked to bring these out and very excited to see how they fit other people, to the stories that they tell in them, like where they're going to take them, all of that. But the brand vision is much larger than these pair of pants. It was just to prove to myself that I can make a thing and it would resonate with people how it resonates with me. But the larger brand story is, I really feel like it's going to be beautiful.
That's what's up, bro. I'm excited. Just having this conversation, like I'm literally envisioning a camper trip. Like that would be fire. And just to send it home, this is more like a playful question. I feel like we got really heavy, and I think people are going to enjoy that. But I want to ask like a really fun question. Like if you could dedicate one album to describe your brand, what would that album be?
Yeah, to me, this is a tough question because music to me is my entire life. Like, and I could go 2 very different routes. I could go country, Western, cowboy, or I could go me as a person with elements of expression and good riffs and hooks and verses and bridges and choirs and synths and building up, like, so, but I think in its truest form, there's one album. And to me, Flower Boy, Tyler the Creator, like,
I kind of feel like that's what it's
like,
yeah.
In its essence of expression, the song where a flower grows, like, he makes the analogy of like a tree and growth and leaves and getting sun and being outside and touching grass and flowers and watering your own flower and not giving a damn about what anybody else thinks and being yourself through and through. And that is my essence. I don't care that you think what I do is white. I don't care that you feel a type of way about me being outside or me liking to fish or hike or whatever I like doing. I'm going to still do it because it's dope to me and I love it. It fills my cup and I'm invigorated by it. I'm impassioned by it. I want to do more of it. I want to see more mountains and more things. And so I don't know what year it was, maybe 2017 maybe 2016 when Flower Boy came out. But I was very big into gardening in college. It was like therapeutic, cathartic for me. And I had a lot of plants. And on our back patio, I filled up all of our plants. So I had like 4 roommates and like we had like chairs in the back. And I had probably like 20, 25 plants. And I grew some sunflowers from seeds. And they grew huge. They were probably like 6 inches, 8 inches, like diameter across. And like the leaf petals were huge. Like they started getting so heavy that they would like droop the branches. They like were like 8 foot tall. And when they were like in the middle of growing, I got the Golf LaFleur Converse, the yellow ones, and fitting. So I got the yellow ones, and on it said water your garden and grow or something in like little font. They were too big for me, but I got them, ordered them on the drop because I ordered my size and I didn't realize that I needed to size down a size and a half. I got a 9, they fit like an 11. And I was like, this is crazy. But so I had those shoes. I took a picture of those shoes with the sunflowers in the back. And I have this one photo. I was trying to find it before this, but I couldn't find it. I think it's on my other computer. And a bumblebee, one time I was out back watering and a bumblebee landed on it. And I took a picture of it and I peaked. Like I had the shoes, I had the flower, I had like the sunflower, I had the bee on it. And I took the picture and I was like, there's nothing better than this.
That's
like,
peak Tumblr pictures, bro. That's peak Tumblr pictures.
peak CJ. Like I was like, there's nothing more that I need than this. Like, yeah. So that album to me, but yeah, I mean, I could go country. I could do a lot of things, but I think that album is it.
Give me one country artist. Who's a good country artist?
Zach Bryan. Yeah.
I think I might have heard of him.
Yeah, I think you would like him.
I was gonna say, well, obviously not knowing not knowing the full story until we had this conversation now. But like when I looked at it, when I was looking at the brand, I was looking at your page, and I was looking at like, your personal account too. I was like, it kind of reminds me of like Sire. I don't know if you're much of like a Jaden Smith fan, but like, yeah, Jaden Smith got that album is actually gas. I got it on vinyl actually. Like it's a gas album.
That's the background song of the of like the video that I made.
Oh, okay.
Sire. Yeah. Passion, Pain, and Desire. Yeah. That.
Well, listen, like I'm on to something, man.
No, yeah, actually, that's beautiful. Yeah, I mean his concepts with like visual art, color. That's true visionary.
That's the vibe. I didn't even pick up on the actual song being in the background, but that's the vibe I picked up.
Damn, that's sick. That's a compliment. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But yeah, man, this is dope, bro. It's always dope meeting people. Like again, never had a conversation. This is the first time we've talked on, in any capacity. But it's dope just to like hear your story, hear where your upbringing and how you kind of have an outlook on life. I think it's a very ambitious and it's a breath of fresh air. Because like you said, like I think it's like people, I don't know when this happened, when like white people per se got a capitalization on outdoors and like nobody else can do it unless it's deemed that. But like it's dope to see, you know, a person of color, especially like from my community, actively outside like that. Because I'm like, when I watch the stores, I'm like, damn, I need to go outside. I need to go touch grass, bro.
Yeah. So it's not that Caucasian people, white people have the only access to the outdoors. To me, it's the fact that the outdoors are marketed as expensive. So to get outside, it's thought of on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, that you need an Arc'teryx jacket, that you need Patagonia pants, that you need Salomon shoes, that you need all of these things, or an Osprey bag, or like you need between $500 and $1,500 worth of clothing to even step outside, when in reality, walking up to a mountain or driving up, damn near free. All you need to do is get there and then you can go walk. It's free. Like, and so while these pants were expensive, I'm trying to build a more accessible route to the outdoors for these people as well. So like if people haven't experienced it, they're like, oh, okay, these pants are maybe okay, $80. That's not too bad. It's not 160, it's not 170 for these hiking pants. Or this jacket, okay, I can see it's technically designed, it's Gore-Tex, blah blah blah. Okay, 170, okay, I could see it's better than 300, it's better than 400, it's better than 650. Like it's a better access point to get outside, rather than paying an arm and a leg to get one jacket and then not being able to afford the shoes that I need or the this that I need. So that's the goal. Thank you for saying that.
Nah, for sure. And I'll tell you one thing, bro. There's nothing that pisses me off more than people who buy Arc'teryx jackets just to stand in the shower and just like they be pissing me off, but they're like, look, it's waterproof. It's like, bro, come on, bro. Go outside actually if you go buy a bunch of Arc'teryx jackets.
Yeah, man. That like it's corny to me. Like, and just the streetwear hype of everything. Like, I have a lot of Arc'teryx, yes, but I wear it for its purpose. Like, I have 2 jackets hanging up. I have 2 pair of ski pants. I have the Atom. I have a lot of Arc'teryx, but I wear it for its purpose. I don't know, but I'm not trying to clown anybody or be like demeaning in any way, because do your thing, thug, and wear whatever you want, however you want to wear it. But at the same time, like, couldn't be me.
That's like, I mean, I feel like that banter is always going to happen, because even like with Carhartt, and people be like, oh, he's wearing Carhartt, but he works at a coffee shop, and it's like, you know, that banter is always going to be there. Yeah. But again, I always want to give thanks to the guests, because it's a weekend. You could have been doing anything else, but you decided to kick it with me for some time and share some wisdom and all that. So, bro, I just want to say thank you for hopping on here. It was dope. I like this, bro. This is dope. This is honestly, of all the content that I make on social media, I think these are like my best, just because like I'm meeting people through social media that like I'd never, like, I don't know when we would have crossed paths in real life. Like, it's just dope meeting people, chopping up, and then find out that we have similar interests, like phone posits, pennies, talking about, you know, KDs and like all the sneakers that I've like, that's like when I was really getting into sneakers. So like, it's just dope seeing the similarities, even though we didn't grow up in the same area.
Absolutely, man. Cultural relevance. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. And thank you so much for having me. This was an incredible experience meeting you for the first time. Great host. Thank you. Thank you. Great question. Great preparation. Phenomenal, man. All blessings.
Appreciate it, bro. But without further ado, like I always do, I will catch y'all in that next one.
But I love the way you work it. Hey, I love the way you work it for me.